Off to its worst start in years. Millions of people are watching the value of their portfolios rapidly shrink. So what should you do to protect yourself now? Joining us again are the market guys, AJ Monty and Rick, how do I say that, Rick?
Swope.
Swope,
yes.
With some advice from their new book, The Market Guys 5 Points for Trading Success. I have it right here. You know what, guys? Especially yesterday, there just seems to be a lot of static, right? Everyone's a philosopher. Everyone has a theory. Let's start with kind of your basic trader and we'll work around. What should your priority be today, right now?
Well, one of the things we talk about, when we look at how to protect your portfolio, and protecting your portfolio really should be your first priority. We don't look to predict the future, we look to protect it. And so all the tools, all the analysis that we're doing is, if it goes against us, at what point do we get out if we're wrong?
Right. And so let's talk about these 5 basic points that you guys have in your book. Can you just kind of walk me through each one of them?
We try to keep it super simple so that everyone could really understand the concept. It's the same in real estate. You want to put your money where the money is going. So try not to pick bottoms. Try not to be a predictor. Put your money where the money is going. And then establish a key level of support. Think of it as the floor. This is where the sellers stop selling and the buyers start to take over. So wait for all the other people to be the heroes and turn the market up. That will form a pivot point, and then you get in.
Sure.
After that, you protect it. We adopted the 1% rule. Don't lose more than 1% of your investment. Sounds easy. Get a simple calculator and figure it out for yourself. Of course, our book explains all that. But then you want to absolutely take action. Make sure you're following the steps and using stop-loss orders.
Now, when you say follow where the money's going, that doesn't mean follow the trend, right? I mean, do you chase trends?
Absolutely. You follow the trend. I mean,
what would be an example of that today? Let's say where the money's going. We're seeing, we saw some of the financials have an uptick yesterday. We saw some consumer companies actually have some of an uptick.
Yeah.
But I can't say I'm convinced that that's where the money's going to be going today.
Look at a 4 or 5 year chart on a weekly scale. If the trend is going down, you're looking at a slope that's heading lower from the top left to the bottom right. You don't want to get into that stock. One of the good examples would be Costco. It was up almost $1.50 yesterday. 4-year trend is looking very positive on that. Money is flowing into that stock. Put your money where the money is going. That's what we're talking about.
But for example, like an Under Armour, where a lot of people were very excited about that company, but we've seen it, fall quite significantly over the last several days.
A lot of opinion there, though. There's a lot of opinion. We're not talking about opinion. We're talking about trend. Where is it actually happening?
So how do you sift through what's opinion and what's trend?
Well, what we do is we actually look at the price charts as kind of a leader for us. And you're right when you say sometimes the trend has established itself so much that maybe that's not the point that you want to get in. So we actually look for opportunities to enter into the trend, but not necessarily at the top. One of the things that we're looking at in a market like this week is the fact that a good uptrend on the long term has pulled back in some cases 20, 30, 40%, but yet on the long term it's still in the uptrend above those long-term support levels. So it gives us a buying opportunity.
So don't go with the smoke screens basically when you see that fall off.
Exactly.
Well, let's talk. You said that some of your biggest market for both of you is the international market, and there's a lot of opinion about that these days, right? How do you? I mean, look at what we saw over the last several days of this week. We're only at Wednesday. How do you play the international market?
Well, if you look at what happened on Monday when we were closed here in the U.S. for Martin Luther King Day, we had a dramatic turn lower because of lack of confidence in the U.S. economy, which is absolutely driving the global economy at this point. You follow the same exact rules. The principles that we apply here in the U.S. go for any market around the world, any commodity, any type of a trend where money is moving that market. You can determine that by looking at a simple chart.
Now, there was a couple of investors that I was talking to yesterday kind of throwing around the term, this is amateur hour when we opened the trading day yesterday.
That's true.
I'm sure you've heard that.
Absolutely.
Okay. How do you not act like an amateur?
You don't trade on the opening, number one.
Number two, sit back.
They say the professionals set the close, so you really do. And it happened yesterday. That down 500 points sorted itself out by 10:30. I think to about around 10:30 is the same level where we closed yesterday. Just fluctuated back and forth around that level.
If you look at the futures markets now, we're down about 40 points in the Dow futures. There's a very good chance the people who are still unsure are going to still have that fear, maybe sell in the opening, oh, this is my chance to get out before it collapses. But there's a very good chance that the Dow will close higher today. We're not predicting. We're just basing on what the short-term trend looks like. There was money flowing in towards the end of the day yesterday. There's a very good chance that pattern will repeat over again today.
And Rick, is that your gut, your feeling about today's trade? trading day?
Absolutely. We're looking for the follow-through because of the strength that came in through the day yesterday.
We're on record. We're right 76% of the time.
All right, we're holding you guys to it.
Yeah.
Hope you
Stick
come
our
back
necks
and
out for
visit
that
us
one.
again.
Love to.
Absolutely. Thanks for being here
Thank
this
you.
morning.
Appreciate it.